Hello friends, you're welcome. Today we're going to be looking at the part 2 of our excellent student course. Please, I would strongly recommend that if you've not seen the part 1 of this series, please do well to watch the part 1 before coming back to this video so that you'll be able to understand all the points that we are going to be discussing here today. I will leave the link in the description box below. Please do well to watch that before coming here. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. This is World Academy. This channel is all about giving you tips and guidelines that will harness the potentials in you as a student and channel you to success in all areas of your academic endeavors. However, do not forget that this channel offers excellent student course and excellent scholarship guidelines. Are you looking for top tips and guidelines for scholarship applications and how to win various scholarships in various institutions of the world? Are you looking for top tips and guidelines that will help you as a student to leave the level of becoming an average student to the level of becoming a successful and outstanding student? This channel is for you. I also want you to do one thing for me. Please watch this video to the end. Subscribe, like, and share. Have you been wondering how you can do well in school? Have you been wondering how you can become that excellent student that you have always aspired to be? Here are my top tips, because during my time I applied these principles and they all worked well for me. But one thing is very sure: you have to follow them diligently and consistently, and at the end of the day you will be surprised at the kind of results you will get. Please do not forget that these are personal guidelines. They really helped me, and I hope when you apply them into your own life, into your own studies, they will help you as well. Here is my number one take. As a good student, as an aspiring student, you have to make sure that you take your assignments and your classwork very seriously. I've also discovered that most students tend to copy assignments and homework from their colleagues or from their fellow students. This will not help you in any way. If you want to be good, if you want to be a successful student, you have to do your assignments, you have to do your classwork and your homework yourself. Because when you do them, you are getting yourself engaged in a course, you're getting yourself engaged in the topics, which will definitely help you to understand the topic, which will definitely help you to understand the course very well. And when you do this, there is no two ways about this. You are going to come out the best in your class, because the moment you do the assignment and those classwork yourself, you are getting involved in the course and in the subject. And when you do that, you are gradually internalizing the topics and all the nitty-gritties that has to do with that particular topic or that particular course. And when you do that, you will excel in your studies. Please do well to do this. The next point I want to point out here is that you have to make sure that you start your studies immediately your lectures commence. This point is tied down to what I've initially said about early preparations. You don't have to wait till examination period before you start reading. You don't have to wait till when it's time for assessment before you start reading. When you do that, you are directly mounting up pressure for yourself. And this pressure will not allow you to concentrate, will not allow you to focus on your specific goals and your objectives for the term or for the semester. This pressure will not allow you to maximize all the reading potentials and all the study skills that you are supposed to have used. I want to encourage you that for you to be an outstanding student, your reading and your studying skills need to be at the top notch. However, remember that the amount of time you put in your studies will determine the kind of results that you will get at the end of the day. Please do well to start early to study, do well to start early to read. However, this point is also linked to what I mentioned previously about having a personal study reading habits. Please do well to start on time to read and not to mount up unnecessary pressure for yourself, because you will lose focus and you will lose concentration for your studies and for your course. Another point I want to make, which is very essential for you as an aspiring outstanding student, is for you to make sure that you make use of library materials and library resources. I've mentioned this in a previous video, but I want to buttress more on this point. What do I mean by that? Most students, they complain that they lack the financial capacity to acquire some textbooks or some materials they will need for their studies. For me, personally, I don't think that this is an excuse. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you visited the library in your faculty, in your department, or in your school to search for relevant materials and relevant textbooks that will help you in your studies? When was the last time you met your colleagues and asked them to lend you their textbooks or their materials so that you will read and return at the end of the day? When was the last time you approached your lecturers to assist you with any of their textbooks or materials that is relevant in your studies? To me, you don't have any excuse. If you want to be an outstanding student, if you want to be a good student, there is no excuse to that. You have to go directly and nip it on the board. Look out for the textbooks that you need. Look out for the materials that you need from the library and make good use of them. Because when you do that, remember that you've gone to the classes, you've listened to the lecturers, you've taken some notes down. Now, these textbooks helps you to expand the scope of what you've learned in class. They will help you to link other theories and other hypotheses. Or you do this, you don't have any excuse because you cannot rely on what the lecturer has taught you in class. You cannot rely only on what you've learned also. You must try as much as possible to make use of these materials because they will help you to increase your rate of assimilation. They will help you to expand the scope of what you've learned in class. And when you do this, you are going to have excellent study and excellent results. Another important point that you should do is for you to join a reading group or for you to create a reading group. The essence of this is for you to interact more with your colleagues and your friends and your classmates. Remember that when you teach, you learn more, and the best way for you to retain is to teach. The best way for you to know how far you've gone with your studies is to interact with your colleagues and your classmates. You have to join a reading group or create a reading group. It can be made up of maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 persons depending on your circle. Now, the reason for doing this is when you read and when you interact and discuss your topics and your lectures with your colleagues, you learn better and you retain more. This is one of the very basic things that I did when I was in the university. I created a reading group, about 5-6 persons, and after each class, after each topic, what we do is that we come together, we discuss what we've learned, we share these topics, and when we share these topics, you come and you will teach the rest of the group. Now, we discovered that as we do this, we were indirectly gaining more knowledge from each other. And one thing you must do is that when you do this, you are rest assured that you will retain better because you've impacted on others. Please do well to create a reading group. If you cannot create a reading group, you can also join an existing reading group so that you'll be able to expand your scope of your learning from your colleagues. You can also be able to teach and impact on others, which will directly help you to retain more and have better focus and better concentration. Now, having a reading group is also an important factor that will also help you to remain in focus, that will also help you to be tied down to your goals and your objectives, because your reading groups will be made up of people of like mind and colleagues of like minds. And when you people read together, there is this harmony that you create, there is this sense of seriousness and concentration and focus that you create while you're reading together. So this makes it easier for you to interact with them and for you to learn better from them. Please do well to find a reading group within your circle, discuss more, interact more, and this will help you to learn and to be an outstanding student. Now, the last point I also want to make sure that you go home with from this study is for you to make sure that you ask questions where you are confused. You ask questions where you are lost. No man is an island of knowledge. No man is Mr. Know-all or Mrs. Know-all. We all have one or two things we need to learn from each other. When you are in class and you don't understand anything, please and please do well to ask questions in class. Do well to ask questions from your colleagues. Do well to ask questions from those people you feel that know better than you. I also want to say that for you to be able to be an outstanding student, you have to link up some of the things you've learned on your own with other things that will be taught by your lecturers. Please do well to form the habit of asking questions. Always be optimistic and inquisitive. It's a very essential attribute of successful student. Being inquisitive and being active and being optimistic is something that you really need to learn. Now, there is a great world of difference between being optimistic and inquisitive and being overtly inquisitive. There are two things that you have to differentiate. Genuinely ask questions where you are confused, and not because you want to show that you've read something, or you want to show that you know this thing more than the rest of your colleagues. No, that's not the point of you asking questions. One of the things that you need to ask is about clarity on the important parts you don't understand while you're in class or while you read on your own. Please do well to apply most of these basic things. Like I said in my previous video, they are simple things, but they are simple things that matter. Do well to do them judiciously, consistently, and conscientiously, and you will achieve consistent and good results. This is where I'll be stopping this video for now. Please, if you feel I've missed out anything, or you have your own personal opinions on what could help you become an excellent student, please do well to leave that in the comment section below. Please, if you need personal mentorship, personal guideline on your studies and scholarship applications, please do well to contact me in the links I will drop down below. Also, make sure that you subscribe, you watch, and click on that notification button to get other updates that will help you as a student to be great, that will help you as a student to reach that level of success that you have always dreamed to have.